Welcome everybody to another episode of the Craig Hawkins Podcast, the number one podcast if you tore your ACL while watching YouTube and are now laying on the ground in your room in fetal position, unable to get up and turn off the laptop. We are joined today by degenerate weed smoker Hunter Bragg, who is warrants out for his arrest in over 30 states. That's impressive. Now, Hunter Bragg, how are you? And how does it feel to be a dirty, weed smoking, joint token, bong bubbling man?
I guess it feels the same as any other weed smoking, all of those other things you just said.
He's baked out of his gourd. He doesn't know what's going on. It's going to be a completely unintelligible podcast. We're going to be speaking gibberish the entire time. Hunter, hear me.
Oh, yes, 100%.
All right,
It's
cool.
just going to be a new, Star Wars language.
Yeah, like the fucking band members. You know what they call the Tatooine music? They call that jizz. It's called
Oh,
jizz.
really?
Canonically. 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 However that word is pronounced. But
It's
if you
just
look it
so,
up,
yeah.
if you look it up, George Lucas was like, "Oh yeah, that music is called jizz. So shove some jizz in your ears."
It's just so crazy because you'll see a character for 3 seconds and there will be
Yeah.
an entire backstory, you know?
That's why I love it though. Like there's really an endless amount of content to dive into. And I know all of us here are big Star Wars nerds, so we could talk about this for hours, but
Oh, yes,
called
100%.
jizz, I swear to God. And I love
Yeah,
the
pretty
I
cool. I like that all the aliens in Star Wars are drug addicts.
are they oh yeah, the spice smugglers. What was that? What was fucking what was it?
Death sticks.
Yeah, Death Sticks in Attack of the Clones. And Obi-Wan does the
Yeah.
mind trick. He's like, "Oh, you want to go back home and reevaluate your life, you piece of shit."
Yeah, and there's Star Wars theories about him
Episode
taking
2
over.
Obi-Wan is based.
Dude, I've always wanted to try that. I was walking down the street in New York one time, and I swear to God, there was this guy sitting on a stoop that's like calling out drug names like a fucking carnival vendor selling peanuts. Like he's looking at me, and he's like, "Weed, Xanax, Ativan." I'm like, "Okay, you're enthusiastic."
No, the best part about New York is you're just walking and then you just hear a whisper, "Got Zans," or "Got weed,"
God,
or "Got something." And
they
it's like
they
you don't even know who said it. Even if you wanted it, you couldn't find the guy because you don't know who said it. You know.
well,
Everybody knows the best part is the hot dogs.
Hunter, I
Yes.
think that's just your dirty, drug-addled marijuana brain making you hear voices because you're thinking about the weed so much.
The whole fucking city
Possible.
reeks like weed. You can't not think about weed in New York.
Smoking doobie. Yeah, hot. No, I wish I could smoke weed the way I used to. It used to be fun, but now, like, I swear I'll smell weed and I have an existential crisis for like 3 hours. It's just not fun. Although I will say that whenever there's a line at a dispensary, the people who are standing there are exactly the people you would think would be standing in line at a dispensary. They're wearing fucking pajamas and their dirty hair and everything. I mean, they look just like me, but whatever. But you see someone in line buying weed and you're just like, "Oh yeah, of course that guy's there. Where else would he be right now?"
Yeah, there's just no shame, you know.
Have you ever gone to a dispensary?
Yeah, I've been to a couple. There's one in New Haven that's pretty good.
They're expensive. The Connecticut ones are expensive, at least. In Massachusetts, it's a little better. But in Colorado, it's like there's literally like a fucking we were going down the highway and there was just like a little truck stop that was a dispensary. It was like a shed. It was great.
Yeah, I wonder how long it will take for it to just be just in common stores and stuff, you know, like gas
Uh,
stations and you know.
Nah, I don't think it's gonna do that. Connecticut doesn't even have alcohol in gas
I'm
stations.
not buying gas station weed.
Yeah,
Well,
could
that's
you
not
imagine?
true. They sell alcohol in gas stations.
No, they don't. Not in Connecticut.
Are you sure? Why am I picturing Bud Light in a gas station right now?
Certain ones they do, like Nutmeg Farms and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen alcohol sold in any type of like convenience store, gas station, CVS. I know that's only a Connecticut thing though. Like you have to go to a package store. They just
Hmm.
won't let like I was one time I was in New York, I was at CVS and they had a whole wine selection. It was great. You don't have to make an extra stop. You just go to
CVS?
CVS. You can go to
That's fucking
CVS
wild.
and get your tampons and your ibuprofen and a gallon of red wine, and it's a one-stop shop. It's perfect.
That's a beautiful thing, ain't it?
There's a couple states where there's designated government buildings just to sell alcohol. I forgot which states, but
That's
a couple
weird.
places like that.
That makes it sound like they're hard to come by. Like you have to really make a trip to go get that.
Yeah, no, I don't know how much of a trip it is, but
You got to go down
I
to
don't know.
fucking town hall to get a pack of Coors.
Yeah.
No, I don't really drink anymore though. I do sometimes. I'm sober to the point where it matters. That's what I tell myself. I'll have a beer every now and then if I'm doing something, but I'm not. There's no vodka. It's not allowed. Off limits. Christmas is canceled.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never, even back in the day, I never drank as much as anybody else,
Dude, we went to a bar one time and Noah bought you a Guinness and you were sipping it the way Squidward ate the Krabby Patty. Like
Yeah,
you
pretty
could
much.
not you could not have possibly taken like a smaller, scareder sip. You looked like someone had a gun to your head forcing you to drink it. And then afterwards you're
Um,
like, "Oh yeah, that was pretty good."
I don't know if I even finished it, honestly.
That's nice.
No, you didn't even take like one sip. You just had the liquid touch your lips and then you're like, "Oh, I like this."
Yeah, smelling it is enough for me.
You just huff some alcohol.
Yeah, yeah.
Or actually, I saw YouTube videos. There's this guy who vapes alcohol. He just puts it in like some type of compressor that vaporizes the liquid, and he said
I've
it
seen
worked.
that too. It's pretty crazy.
I heard you can get alcohol poisoning like really easy that way.
Definitely. It's going right in you.
Yeah, you might deserve it if you're trying to vape it.
What do you mean you might deserve it?
I mean, if you're vaping.
I agree. You might deserve it because what the fuck
This
are
is
you doing with your life?
this is America. If you want to vape bottom shelf tequila, that's your goddamn right.
Well, I disagree. Don't do it.
Would you at least try? I know you would at least try it one time if you had the opportunity.
Okay, yeah.
How do you not? Yeah, exactly. I did it one time. You take you know how like you'll drink half a water bottle and then you'll twist it to like shoot the cap off?
Yeah, yep.
You do
You did that with alcohol?
yeah,
That sounds awesome. I want
put
to
like
try
a
it now.
shot put like a shot of whatever in a water bottle and do that and it'll make the vapor. But honestly, I couldn't tell. I didn't feel like I got drunk at all. I felt
That
weird.
sucks.
I felt lightheaded. Like someone painted the room that I was standing in. It didn't feel good.
Did you ever fix that vape that you were like? I remember you sent a video one time, and you were like, "I'm trying to like rearrange this vape," and it looked like you were like cutting red and blue wires to a bomb or something.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
No, back when I was just like you, smoking the devil's grass, I had a pen that broke and I went inside and I forget what I did. I know like I didn't cut the wire. I like unattached it and then held it to a thing that was oh yeah, no, this is what I did. I had I had one cord of a phone charger that I cut in half and I like whittled the wires out so there was a black and a red one. And then I took the vape open so the battery was exposed and I held the two wires against the battery so it would charge it. which is which is a really convenient way to charge a vape that is broken. It's also a really convenient way to make a bomb in your bedroom. So
You were doing this all while in a bathtub.
yeah, I don't recommend. Yeah, I'm wearing like blue gloves. I got fucking goggles on.
Yeah.
Holding
That's neat.
vape around the room.
You got one of those welder masks on.
Yeah. No, that was a stupid thing for me to do. I don't recommend doing that. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead and try. Yeah, here's a fun little science experiment you can take home with you kids. Take a battery, take a fork, and shove it into the outlet of the wall. You'll feel so energized.
That's true for sure. I've done it and loved it.
Did
Now,
you guys ever use? Did you guys ever used to try to make like crazy like shampoos and liquids when you were a kid? You just like used to. I don't know. I just have these memories of just putting anything I
I
could find in a bottle.
I
And just
remember when
thinking
I
it
was
would
a
make
kid,
something.
I liked Harry Potter and I used to try to make potions. Like I would think that I would think if I mixed like some milk and some jello powder and like some grass from outside, I'd be able to make like a fire potion or whatever. And it never worked. So Jesus Christ, I remember one time we were camping and it was time to start the fire. And my dad was like, he's getting ready, the fire master or whatever. But little David is like, hey, hold on, I got this. And I just like do a gesture with my hands and like, at the fire. I'm like, I was supposed to light it. Let me try it again. Wicked up, stupid up, beeping up. I don't know what's going on. I'm doing exactly what Google told me to do. This is supposed to be a fire spell. Maybe my wand is broken. I don't know. It's cringy memory of youth.
Oh, that's
And I used to think that like, because in the first movie, Harry, like just some big fat homeless guy comes in and abducts him and brings him to the castle. And I used to think that that would happen to me. And I was excited for it because I wanted to go to Hogwarts and be a wizard. But also that guy scared the shit out of me. And he looked very frightening, and I didn't want him getting in my personal space. So it was a conflicting emotion I had. So I'm so excited to go meet Dumbledore, but you know, I don't
I
want
don't
his
know
fucking
anything about Harry
henchman
Potter. I
coming
don't
and
even know what
grabbing
a
me.
Dumbledore is.
A Dumbledore is a door that Dumbles go through.
I've only
Pretty
watched Goblet of Fire.
Dumbledore.
That's the only one I watched.
Yeah, I remember I used to really like it when I was a kid. I mean like 5 years old, but I tried because I played Hogwarts Legacy and it was a really fun game. And then I was like, oh, this game is cool. I want to get back into Harry Potter. So I bought a Peacock account just to watch the movies, and I tried watching the first one, and I was just so fucking bored. I was not having a good time at all.
Really, Peacock is full of awesome horror movies.
Yeah, they have so much of the like old school classic horror movies, like from the
Awesome. They got
70s.
like every Friday the 13th. They got a whole bunch of Halloween movies. They got like all the Scream movies. It's like incredible.
I've never seen Scream. I haven't been
Scream is
into
awesome.
horror. I haven't been into horror in a while. I used to really like horror movies, but I can't remember the last time I watched one.
Yeah, I can't remember either. I'm trying to think of the last one I watched.
Hunter, what's a horror movie for you? Fucking Night of the No Weed. Oh, roasted.
I don't know.
It was
I'm not big into horror movies, honestly.
it was a dark
But
and cold Saturday night. Hunter
It's like the
Bragg
only kind
went
of
to
movie I even care about.
roll the joints, but when he opened up
Horror
his
movies. I don't even
case
care
of
about anything else.
marijuana, there was only stems and seeds.
been there, been there. You know what's a good movie now that I think about it? The Elephant
Two
Man.
Girls, One Cup. Amazing film. Elephant Man? That's the
Yeah, you
guy
ever
that
watch
had
that?
like fucked up hands.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know
yeah,
who the
fuck
Elephant
yeah.
Man is.
You don't know who
Elephant
that Elephant Man is, bro?
Elephant Man is a guy who has hands that look like roots of a tree.
No, I'm
think.
gonna look it up now. I guess.
I haven't.
No, it's a good movie.
I know I never saw the movie, but I've seen pictures of him, and I was like, oh no, let's not do that. Let's not be that guy. He looks like he has cordyceps from The Last of Us, like the
Yeah, pretty
fungal growths and whatever. What is that? Is that fungus? Is that just a weird I'm not. Okay, forget I tried
I'm
to say
looking at
that
the
word.
movie
I'm
poster right now.
retarded.
He's got a strange head.
Oh, you know what's another one? Unbreakable. That's a good movie too.
The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yes.
No, I tried to watch that show too, and I just I didn't like it. It's too like ooh, for me. You know what I mean? It's too like yeah, life, cool. I can't get into it. Anyone that anyone who has a smile in their neutral stance, get away from me. I'm not interested.
Some
If
Joker
you
stuff right
if
there.
if your autopilot is just walking around fucking smiling so big that the sun is reflecting off your front teeth, just don't talk to me, please. We're not gonna get along.
Agreeable.
Yeah, stop brushing your teeth so much.
Now, Hunter, I have a quote of yours here. You said, I don't know about Israel or Palestine. I just hope that both of them lose. Do you want to explain what you meant by that?
What? That's a good quote.
Well,
You don't have to be
oh,
shy. It's okay. We support anti-Semitism on this podcast. Calling all anti-Semites. The time is now. Hunter Bragg will lead you into the storm.
I don't know, man. I think the statement speaks for itself.
You're not even going to try to refute it. You're not even going to try to shamble
I
something
think you should
together.
refute it.
I don't know.
No,
I
I don't
think
know.
I think Bryant has more to say it on that than me.
I don't know anything about that stuff. And
I really
honestly, I
Yeah,
just
we don't do
honestly,
that
I
here.
just don't care. I'm not. No, here's the thing though. It's different. Like if you live in America and you have friends or family that are trapped over there, that's awful to have to think about them in that type of situation. But if you're completely disconnected from anyone over there, just shut the fuck up. What are you doing? You don't care as much as you're telling other people you care. You fucking virtue signaling nothing. Stop talking. You watch the
Yeah,
Israel-Palestine conflict the same way you watch a fucking horror movie on TV. You know? There's no you're not invested. It's a good little handle to have in your Twitter bio to pick a side. Israel and Palestine is the new it's the new Twilight, where they had to pick between the vampire and the werewolf. What was it Nate and
or
Jacob?
Edward or Jacob.
Yeah, Edward or Jacob. Team Edward.
Yeah.
I don't recognize Jacob as a state.
No,
All
but
right.
I agree. I agree, though. If you don't know the
What?
people,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a political person. I don't like it. And so many people today especially have just this political brain rot where it's the only thing they ever think about. It's impossible for them to see anything other than politics. And it's really annoying, but also it's pretty sad that some people are caught up in that. I mean, don't get me wrong, like support your beliefs and fight for them and all that, but recognize that there's a time where like it's not about politics. We can hang out at Thanksgiving and not discuss national health care. There's other things to talk about. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I
Like,
mean, I'll try to follow it for I just end up being depressed. I think it's made to
yeah.
just make you depressed.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. I honestly I can't watch the news at all without just getting angry. Like 30
Like
seconds,
there's
anything on the
nothing good.
news.
There's no good. There's nothing good in the news. Like it's like 9 out of 10 times it's something horrible,
Yeah.
and
Well, the problem
like
is that
they should be
all
promoting
these
good things.
all all these news stations are 24/7. The constant bang, 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 story, story, story. It's nonstop. If it was like, like maybe like a 2 hour thing at the end of each day, like, oh, here's even that is a little too much, but you know what I mean. If they just fucking cut it down so it wasn't a constant barrage of anything bad that ever happens ever,
Yeah, or at
like,
least just make it half and half, even it out with good stuff, But
well, even
it's just
they try to tell good stories, but even those are bad. Like a good story on the news is that like a 10-year-old raised money with his lemonade stand to pay his father's fucking heart surgery bill. It's a feel good story. Like that's a
yeah,
happy story. It's sad, it's upsetting. But like if they just cut it back and didn't have it be 24/7 constant, like why is it a news report that someone's apartment building burned down? Like
yeah.
why would you
What about
broadcast
somebody
that?
renting their first apartment? That should be a news story.
Yeah, that's an actual feel good story. That just like
And
that especially even when I was a kid, I just thought that was fucked up. Like, oh, this
then the
person's
next day
house
will be.
this, we're here with John Smith, whose family memories have just burned to a crisp and are now a pile of ash. How are you doing today, John? He's just fucking sitting there behind a napkin, just mumbling. Like, why? Why are you putting
Yeah.
this man on TV? It's not time.
And then it cuts back to the news lady, and she just says something like, "Oh, that's horrible," and then
Or
never mention it
fucking
again.
like
Never
when there
mention it again.
like or when there's a school shooting and they interview the parents like in the parking lot of the school. Why? At least give them a fucking second to like process what happened. I understand, people are going to want to watch that. It makes a lot of people click on your video on Facebook. It's good for the ad revenue, but that's just so messed up. Now, Christina, how does it feel that your 10-year-old son is no longer with us?
Yeah.
No, I don't get it. I'm so surprised the dogs didn't just start barking. That was really usually the dogs, whenever they hear a noise that's even slightly foreign, it's code red. Fucking run.
Yeah, I know. They really do go crazy, your dogs.
That was not a good crying noise. It didn't even it sounded like yodeling. I need to work on my voice acting.
Yeah.
That was bad. If someone cries like that, just make them stop. Just shove a softball in their mouth. Like a Halloween decoration.
Specifically a softball.
Yeah. Well, if it's a baseball, it'll hurt their teeth, and that's not very nice. That'll make them cry harder. Hunter, is there anything that you wanted to talk about? What's new in the world of Hunter? Are you working on any music, any art, anything?
I have a couple songs and I have a couple new songs. I gotta get them recorded. I should record them.
Are
It's
you
kind of
recording?
just
Are you recording at home finally? Because I know you have studio equipment. I've seen it with my bare eyes. You just gotta
yeah,
sit down and work it out.
I'm finally learning it, and I'm getting the hang of it, and yeah, I just gotta kind of put my nose to the grindstone and record it. You see, I'd like to make an album, but I don't think I have enough songs for an album yet. But
Really, you should make an EP.
yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, it seems like EPs are like even more are like the thing now.
Yeah, EPs are cool. I don't really listen to music at all, so
Yeah, you know what you should do too? You
don't
should get
take
it put
my
on
word.
cassettes. It's really cheap to get it put on cassettes. It'd be awesome.
See, that's one
Yeah,
thing I don't
that's
understand though.
true.
Like, I feel like everyone is making cassettes lately. Like, who's listening to a cassette? Who has a cassette player?
You know what you should look into too? You should get singles printed on records. Like it'd be awesome if you get like Leatherman or something printed on a record.
Yeah, yeah.
Hunter,
Well,
you have
have
songs
one of
that
you
are so long. You have songs that are so long that one single would be like a 7-inch. Like
Yeah,
you
it'd
have
be
fucking
fucking-
15-minute long songs.
Well, I guess technically an album is like a half an hour, so I could just like make 2 songs, you know.
Album is 45 minutes, I think, is the minimum.
That was the original plan when I was in Surreal. Like we wanted to make the monkey song like just like a half an hour long, you know, like when we finally recorded it, you know. But
I have a
never
hard
came together.
time. I have a hard time like differentiating between because I know your old band had a few long songs. I know there's Monkey Song, Slumlord.
Then yeah, Slumlord.
There's at least one more, but I have a hard time like really telling them apart.
Yeah. Well, if you know it, you know it. I don't know how to explain the monkey song without just showing it to you.
Yeah,
But
that was fun though. That was what the house show where we all played. I think that was the last time I ever smoked weed and enjoyed it.
really?
Yeah, no, because I remember there was that
Those
rap
house
group
shows
that
were the
played.
best.
There was that rap group that played, and they threw joints into the audience.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
That rap group was awesome.
I
As
picked.
well.
Yeah, they were really cool. Are they? Do you know if they're still doing stuff? Because they were really talented. I don't usually listen to rap stuff, but I like
Do
them
you
a lot.
I
remember
don't
the
remember
name?
their name. I'd have to watch the video to figure out
Yeah,
their name again.
we should plug them right now if anybody knows their name, because they are good.
I
don't
could figure
know.
out their name.
I don't know them, and I'm not plugging them either. You want to listen to rap music? Go find them yourself. Do the work.
Oh, what was I going to say though? You. Oh yeah. Has any one of you ever listened to a CD and a cassette side by side?
Why would we do that?
I don't
Is
know,
there a
man. I think that.
difference?
Yeah,
I mean, not at the
yeah.
same time, but there's certain albums I've heard on both.
Do you just
I
like?
don't know. I feel
think
like
cassette is
cassette
better.
kind of sounds better. I
Do you
know that's
just
like the most.
Do you just like sit in your house listening to albums on every on every medium you possibly can all at once?
Yes, I start with wax and move forward.
Wax.
Yeah, that's
What
how
do you
they
mean?
did it back in the day.
Explain
Certain
that. I've
albums are
never
really
heard
good
that
on
before.
cassette and not as good
Oh,
on
you never
CD.
heard?
One album particularly is Kerplunk is awesome on a cassette.
I love
On a
Kerplunk.
cassette.
That's still one of my favorite albums. Like it's difficult to think of a bad song on that one. I like old school Green Day a lot. I haven't listened to them in years, but the classics, the original albums, amazing.
Have you listened to the new album? Did you like it?
No, I haven't. I mean, I've listened to a bit
I
of
really
each
like
song, I
I
think.
listen to all of
Brian, are you smoking marijuana right now? What was that noise?
them. Oh no.
I heard you inhale a coke of wacky tobacco.
You see, it's not just me. It's not just me.
Bunch of fucking drug addicts. God damn it.
It's not illegal.
And everybody.
You should.
Is the
You
world
should-
not clean anymore? Does anyone have any purity?
The next time you do a podcast, David, you should be. There you
Huh?
go. The next time you do a podcast, you should smoke some.
No, I'm not going to be able to do a podcast if I smoke anything. I'm just going to sit here afraid of my skin. I seriously can't, dude. Like
We
every
will,
now
we
and
will all
then.
smoke. We'll smoke with you. It'll be okay.
No, that's gonna make it worse for me because then I'm gonna have to like socialize with you.
We'll loosen up. We'll all loosen each other up.
Hunter, I don't want you to loosen me up. I'm sorry. I'm not I don't like you in that way. I hope this doesn't affect our friendship. I really like you as a friend. You're a good friend of mine. My butthole is not very elastic, and I'm not looking to change that anytime soon.
I feel like you've said this before.
Well, you gotta stop asking to fuck me, then I'll stop saying it.
No, okay.
I just got the notification that we are currently running out of time and we have 9 minutes and 11 seconds left. I read the time perfectly so I could say 9:11. Proud of myself for that one.
Beautiful.
Is there any final thoughts? final thoughts anyone would like to go over? Anything anyone would like to talk about for the next 8 minutes and 53 seconds?
Bryant,
The monkey song's
gonna-
pretty cool. People should listen to that. It's on YouTube. On Hunter
Yeah, I
Wright's
mean,
channel.
Hunter,
And
we'll
it's
put
on the
your
Surreal channel.
links up
They're
and
both cool
everything.
channels that everybody should check out.
We'll put Hunter's links up.
Thank you very much.
So
I appreciate that.
anyone who enjoys Hunter's words can click a link in the description to go find more of him. And anyone who likes Hunter's voice can message me directly and buy his nudes from me that he doesn't know I have for $20 a piece.
Wow, damn, $20.
Cost of business. And I
I'm looking
photoshopped
forward
them
to-
too. I photoshopped them too. You don't even want to know what these things look like.
Also, if anybody wants to hear that rap group from before, they're in a video on the Surreal channel.
Are you on the channel right now? Can you see their name?
That was specific, Bryant.
I can't see their name, but I remember seeing it there at one point.
Oh yeah.
You really made it
Maybe-
easy for people there, Bryant.
I'll see if I can find them, and then I'll put their name in the description too, even though they didn't do anything to help us at all, except give us free weed and a good time and memories that'll last a lifetime. Other than that, fuck them.
I'm looking forward to your Mohegan show, man. Do you have any like crazy things up your sleeves? You know, any props,
I have a gun.
something like that? You have a gun?
I have a revolver and 6 hollow tip bullets.
Nice.
But no, it'll be fun.
Oh, No Eyes
This is-
Sound is their name?
Huh?
Oh yes, Bryant, you're right. No eye sound. No eye sound.
For some reason, I remember it being like Christopher Robin.
I think that was the
Something.
name of the person.
Yeah.
Oh. Robinson
What his
Crusoe.
group is. Okay.
Jackie Robinson.
I don't know who that is, but he sounds Asian. Jackie Chan exists, and now anyone who I don't know
No,
who's named Jackie is either Asian or the girl I had sex with in high school.
I think he
Those are
was
the
a
only
baseball
two Jackies I know. Jackie Chan is a Facebook?
Maybe. No, I don't think Jackie Chan would have a Facebook. I bet
Jackie
money.
Chan alive? Is Jackie
I don't
Chan
know.
amongst the living? He's too powerful to die. And so is Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert Gottfried is still here too. I was just talking about this with Bryant yesterday. It's weird to think that he's like a real person and he's dead. Because that's how big of a power he is.
Jackie's alive. Just looked it up.
Fact checking Bryant. Thank you. Well, this was a fun podcast. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know what happened. I developed
Just
like Down syndrome in my sleep, and I forgot
You're
how to
skipping,
speak
man.
English. I have cerebral palsy in my jaw. It just doesn't, nothing is connecting.
the scratches on the record.
Yeah, we need a sound board.
That's a great phrase.
All right, well, that's been another episode of the fucking not knowing how to speak a goddamn word podcast. Have a splendid day, everybody.
Next week for
Goodbye.
NFL highlights.
Tune in next week for NFL coverage. And we'll break down which Super Bowl commercials made our wieners the hardest.